Sanibonani babukeli ngeholide losuku lamalungelo abantu phecelezi Human Rights Day khona la eNingizimu Afrika ngintokazi yakajali ummangcolosi ngithi nje sithembe nihleli kamnandi ke ninethezekile emakhaya futhi niphephile. And remember futhi mbukeli, this is also World Consumer Rights Month lapho ke sizobe sibeka emqoka amalungelo abathengi kuyona lenyanga. Ungasifonela studio 0117140669 alternatively 0117140670 consumer@sabc.co.za. That is of course our email address. Sikhona futhi on our social media platforms. Namhlanje mbukeli sibheke ukuthi phela ulwazi ekufanele ube nalo mayelana phela nemigomo uma uzokwakha umuzi noma wenza ama renovations. Asifakela ama specs le ndaba. Mbukela ukuzakhela umuzi kabusha noma phela wenza ama improvements, izinto zokufaka ogadasi, amalokhuzana, amagaraji, amaveranda, into eletha injabulo kakhulu kuwena phela njengomakhi. Kodwa ke ukungalandeli imigomo efanele phela kamasipala ungazithola usubhekene phela nenkantolo noma at the worst ulahlekelwe phela yikho konke osowukwakhile ngezimali zakho ezishisiwe. A Johannesburg homeowner who was very excited to extend his home actually regrets not doing his homework. I guess izona ludaba lakhe.
We can't even start building now until we go through that process.
Leyo yimeko lomninimzi walapha eGauteng uClive Mboyi azibone egaxeleka kuyo. Ingxaki zakhe ziqale xa efuna ukwandisa indlu yakhe nawayithenga kwiminyaka emithandathu edlulileyo. Uchwepheshe omzobele iplani yokwakha wabhebhethwa nalo plani ngumasipala. Ezandlela ekwakumele uzihambile ngaphambi kokuba athenge indlu kungona ngokuzithiqi.
I thought like, okay, I got a planner, I've got a drawer who's going to draw the house to the extension to do the extensions for me, and then it's got to go to the municipality. Then everything's approved. Then I'm going to start buying materials. Just to find out that no, I need to pay another $5,000, 5,000 to get that plan approved, so that I can build. Because they say it's they call it historic or heritage. This is some heritage policy that they make.
Umasipala uyalele okamboyi kunye nochwepheshe wakhe kwezokwakha ukuba base iplani yabo yokwakha kwiziko elijongene nezindlu ezakhiwa kudala iHeritage Resources Authority yeliphondo lalapha eGauteng neyililo elilawula izindlu ezifana neyakhe. Lona ke liphefumlele nje.
No person may demolish, alter any structure that is 60 years and older without a permit issued by a relevant heritage authority, whether it's a private house, whether it's a building. If it is more than 60 years old, it is automatically protected.
Ingaba loluphi udidi lwezindlu oluphansi kokhuseleko lweliziko?
For a property to warrant protection, it should have certain cultural significance. It should, the material used there must be of a certain type. Then it would be considered, oh no, well, this house is worthy of conservation. But if it is not, then Prague will be able to approve that application.
Kunjalo kukho ezo ezindala kodwa akho mfuneko yokuba zilandelele miqathango.
There might be many houses in Soweto, for example, that are already more than 60 years old. Of course, it will be incumbent upon Prague to preserve some of those houses, but it doesn't necessarily mean that all the houses then in Soweto will be of historical significance, or all of them has to be protected and no alterations or no demolition can happen. It happens and it depends on the merit of the case.
Ukanti sele ibanguqhelekile ukubona ukudilizwa kwezindlu zabathengi kuba bengalandelanga imithetho kamasipala nelawula ulwakhiwo, ulwandiso kwanohlaziyo lwezindlu. Iingxabano eziphathelene neendonga zomda kwiindawo zokuhlala ngomnye wemingeni abaninikhaya abajongene nayo. Kwezinye imeko abamelwane baxambulisana ngenxa yemithi okanye izityalo ezijingela komnye. Kwamanye amatyeli ezingxaki zigqibela kwiinkundla zamatyala, zidala ilahleko yemali, zikwashiya abamelwane bezintshaba. Unobangela ikukungaziwa kwanokungalandelwa kwemiqathango kamasipala nebalula ukuzotywa kweplani yokwakha. Abaninimzi bayakhuthazwa ukuba benze uphando ngaphambi kokuthenga izindlu yaye baziqhelanise nemithetho enxulumene nolwakhiwo kwanokwandiswa kwezindlu ukuthintela ilahleko yemali. Phaphama Changana Dube, Yilungelo Lakho.
Very informative indeed. Asibonge kakhulu kwintokazi uPhaphama Ntshangana Dube ngalombika sididiyele wona. Manje ke mbukeli ukhuluma banzi phela ngezinto ekumele uzilandele uma wena wakha umuzi wakho kabusha noma phela wenza ama improvements. Asamukele izivakashi zethu namhlanje. Sinaye la e-studio ngihleli nentokazi usisi Ntombi Mtshali obuya ke na kwa National Home Builders Registration Council phecelezi NHBRC. Sisi kunjani sakwamukela ohlelweni?
Angibonge Alicia, ngibulise nakubabukele ekhaya.
Sichazele kancane nenzani lapha e-NHBRC before samukela omunye umlingani wakho ngale eThekwini.
Okay. So i-National Home Builders Registration Council iwuphiko olulawulayo lomnyango wezezindlu phecelezi u-human settlement. Uma ngathi siyabheka ngempela akusiwo wonke umuntu onolwazi nobuchwepheshe bokwazi ukuthi indlu kufuze ibe sesimele esinjani mangabe iphelele noma phambi kokuthi umuntu angene ahlele kuyona. Yingakho ke NHBRC yasungulwa ugovernment wethu iminyaka edlulile ukuze sikwazi ukuthi sivikele amalungelo wabanini bezindlu nokuthi sigade abakhe ukuthi abanawo unembeza nokuthi silawule yona lemboni yokwakhiwa kwezindlu.
All right. Okay, so uzosiza kakhulu namhlanje Mamtshali namhlanje nale ndaba esiyiphethe namhlanje asihambe siye ngale eKZN kwi province yakithi samukele ubhuti uMuzi Langa is an architect uvela lapha ya MS Architektur and Partners. Babulanga sakwamukela insizwa ohleleni. Thank you so much for joining us. Awusichazele kancane ukuthi nina nenzani lapha MS Architektur and Partners baba.
Ngiyambingelela nami sis Alicia. Ngibingelele nababukeli bakho nje bonke eSouth Africa yonke. Thina kwa MS Architektur and Partners siyikhampani ezimele edila nayo imisebenzi yezokwakhiwa. Ikakhulukazi siyibridge eliphakathi nepublic nomasipala. Njengoba nje kade kubekwa la kancane ukuthi abantu kumele kunemicithango kumele beyilandele. So silekelela kulokho thina we are more than anything public protectors ngenye indlela in a built environment ukuze izinto zenzeke ngendlela.
Okay. All right, siyabonga kakhulu insizwa yami. All right, siyabonga kakhulu bhuti wami. Ake size ngapha kusisi Ntombi. Sisi Ntombi uyayibona insert lapha ya insizwa isikhiphe imali eyishisiwe isithi nje yona isifikelele emaphethelweni ukuthi sekumele ahamba ayothenga imaterial usezwa kuthiwa cha angeke akwazi ukuthi akhe because lendlu it falls under some heritage policy leyakade ichaza. Maybe ungasichazela ukuthi leyo heritage policy or council isebenza kanjani and who does it apply to? Kubaphi abantu? Semalokishini kuma suburbs iziphi indawo where this law actually applies?
Okay, Alicia, thina NHBRC izindlu ukuthi kudala exista okanye kufuneka wenze extension okanye ama alteration asikafinyeleli kuleyo ndawo leyo.
Okay.
Kodwa kukhona ibill ukuthi kubhizi ngayo manje ezokhona ukuthi include ama extension nama alteration. So zonke lezi ndlu lezi ukuthi ezakudala asizikhavari. Thina sisebenza ngezindlu ukuthi izindlu ezintsha eziqalwa ukwakhiwa
But Muzi, maybe ungasichazela nsizwa ukuthi I'm sure now uyizwile udaba la baba lapha kwi insert. What do you think went wrong? Do you think ukuthi unikezwe iadvice enele from the relevant people ukuthi ayithole kulesimo or isiphi mhlambe istep asimisile ukuthi azayithole kule ngxaki?
Ngiyabonga Alicia, ngizwile le insights. I think uclient Clive Mboyi ngizwe kahle. Into enzekile kuMboyi more than anything it was i-advice ayitholile eyayingaphelele kahle. Khumbula ukuthi noma ubane namanje ngawuthenga umuzi kodwa makunezinto ongazazanga ngalowo muzi ugcina usuzi-inherita noma kuba ngezakho kuba yifa lakho. So in his case umuzi ubuneminyaka engaphezulu kwa-60 and noma ubekwazi lokho kodwa ubengazi ukuthi awukwazi ukuvele wenze noma yini emzini onjengaloyo uthintana nezinye izinto eziphecelezi ehambelana nemizi efana njengegugu njengalowo muzi i-heritage. So there are so many applications that you must do njengoba bechazile nabakwa-heritage amafa ukuthi he cannot start anything engakathintani nabo a-applyele ukuthi ufuna ukwenza ama-renovations. So uyena umfokamboyi kwaba i-advice engaphelelanga kwasekuqaleni.
But then Babulanga, I mean, we always see ukuthi abantu they try and cut corners because obviously of ama costs umuntu azama ukuthi anciphise izikweletu zakhe uzothola ukuthi uzozama ukuthi asheshe yena enze lento afuna ukuyenza and then we get back to a point where umuntu seluza izinto or imali aseyikhokhile already because of cutting lawo ma corners lawo. So how important is it ukuthi abantu ba contact all the relevant players including ama architects uma becabanga ukuthi number 1 ngifuna ukwakha umuzi, number 2 ngifuna ukuextenda lapho endlini esenginayo?
Well, kubaluleke kakhulu azikho ezinye indlela eziningi engachaza ngakho. Kubaluleke kakhulu ngoba ngenkathi ekuziba lokhu uzosithola ekhokha ngokuphindaphindiwe ukulungisa lamaphutha phecelezi to rectify. So kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi ngoba usengamthola no-architect ongekho qualified aphinda kwenzele phansi futhi ngama-advice. Naye lo architect omtholayo ufuna ukumbhekisisa ukuthi uregistiwe yini, ucheck ibhodi lakhe. La South Africa nje ibhodi lakhona uSACEP, South African Council for Architectural Profession. So kubalulekile ukuthi into enjengalezo zicheckwe zibhekwe ngoba egcineni idla kuwe ephaketheni uma sekumele ukhokhe ulungisa lesi simo lesi.
Sisi Ntombi ungitshele Magalela niyakhona nini ukuthi nidile nalama issues anje alethwa kunina as a complaint as a body le ilokhuzana NHBRC?
Yebo siyakwazi. Okubalekile ukuthi okokuqala ngaphambi kokuthi ufune ukwakha indlu yakho kubalekile ukuthi uye kamasipala wenze isiqiniseko sokuthi iplan lendlu yakho li-approviwe. Kunezinto abazibhekayo bona abazokutshela ukuthi lokhu ungakwenza lokhu angeke uzukwazi ukwenza. Emveni kwalokho
but before speak planning Ntokazi, maybe let's backtrack a bit. I mean because ngiyeza ukuthi kuthiwa kumele uqale wazi ukuthi indawo owakha kuyona indawo kamasipala or is it private land, because we've seen abantu bedemolishelwa izindlu zabo because bakhe specifically on land engeyona yabo. So before nje uzuletha amalokhuzana ama-architects ukuthi bezocheck ukuthi i-structure sizokhona ukuthi sime, sihamba kanjani ngalento yokuthi sichecka kanjani ukuthi kahle kahle lo mhlaba engubekwe kuwona noma enginikwe wona is it proper land for me to build ikona angizususwa in the next 6 months or so?
Angisho ingani mawubuyela kamasipala yibona abazi wonke amazoni ngomhlaba bazokutshela nokuthi lo mhlaba lo right for ukwakha izindlu okwanye ukwakha ama-business. Thina sibheke kulo ukuthi okwakha izindlu zokuhlala abantu hayi ama-business.
Okay. And then kusebenza kanjani ke Ntokazi lama complaint menuwathola, how do you resolve them, like maybe usichazela isikhathi, resolution time and so forth?
Okay, mhlambe I think ngibuyisele emuva kancane. Okokuqala ngaphambi kokuthi wakhe indlu kufuze wenze isiqiniseko ukuthi umakho omsebenzisayo uregistered ne-NHBRC. Umthetho wase South Africa uya insista ukuthi wonke umuntu okwibusiness lokwakha kufuze abe registered. So umakhi wakho mangabe registered emveni kwaloko uyakwazi ukuthi azo-enrolla umuzi wakho nathi.
Alright, asime lapho ke kumakhi ngikhona ngizothatha ikhefu because ngathi usakude Ntokazi nale ndaba. Mbukeli i-numbers are on our screens, ungasifonela, you can send us those emails. Ngiyavula ingcingo emva kwaleli khefu. Yilungelo lakho on Human Rights Day. We're coming back shortly after this. Ngiyindawo. Mbukeli, welcome back. You're watching Yilungelo Lakho live on Umamba Phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Uhleli nami uMangqolosi on this beautiful holiday, Human Rights Day. Namhlanje Mbukeli sengivulileke ingcingo 0117140669, alternatively 7140670. Ungasithinta ku consumer@sabc.co.za, alternatively usithole lapha on our social media platforms. My guest today, Uput Muzi Langa, he is from MS Architektur and Partners. He is an architect yenake, and kanti la studio ke nginayo intokazi uSintombi Mtshali yenake. She's the acting provincial manager NHBRC khona la eGauteng. Sikhuluma Mbukeli ngokuthi uma wena ufuna number 1 ukwakha indlu yakho, noma number 2 ufuna ukuextenda, iyiphi imigomo ekumele uyilandele, because kunezinto ekuthiwa ama municipal bylaws ekumele ukuthi uzilandele before uyithola usuluza imaterial yakho wakhe indlu ngayo, usuluza imali eyishisiwe. Ungasifonela ke la e-studio. Ntokazi, before siye ekhefini Magalela, ubusichazela ukuthi umakhi first of all kumele uwazi ukuthi as umuntu ofuna ukwakha ikhaya umakhi uregistiwe ne-NHBRC, and then kulandele ini futhi Ntokazi?
Okay, emveni kwaloko kufuze uqiniseke ukuthi iplan lakho le-approviwe from kamasipala. Then umakhi wakho kufuze eze azobhalisa indlu yakho okanye siyibiza ngokuthi uku-enrolla i-property yakho.
Okay.
Then isipha ithuba lokuthi sikhulule ama-inspectors ethu azokwazi ukuthi ayohlola ukuthi indlu yakho yakhiwa ngendlela kuyiyona, imaterial esetshenziswayo i-quality evumelekile na. And then the other thing ukuthi mangabe indlu yakho i-enrolled ne-NHBRC iphuma ine-warranty cover ye-5 years.
Okay.
Lokho kusho ukuthi mangabe ungaba nenkinga emveni kokungena endlini yakho, within 3 months from the date of occupation ungacomplaina ngama-issues are related to i-defect liability. Abantu abaningi bayazi ngokuthi ama-snag listing, umzekelo nje mhlawumbe impompa ayivaleki kahle, i-toilet al-flush, zonke lezi zinto
structural issues as well.
Yes, okwesibili kuba i-12 months yokukhavara uphahla lwendlu yakho mangabe imvula iyangena, naloko ku-covered. And then yokugcina futhi nenkulukazi yile eminyaka emihlanu ekhavara i-structure mangabe mhlawumbe ungaba nama-structural defects, for example uthola ukuthi indlu yakho iba nama-crack, then iba covered for that. Yebo.
Okay, all right. Ake sithathe ama-callers ke manje. Asiyeni straight to Ed Durban sithole uFaiza. Faiza, thank you so much for joining us. A happy Human Rights Day. Welcome to the show. Singakusiza kanjani namhlanje?
Yebo, ngiyabonga sis.
Kunjani Nsizwa?
Ngiyaphila.
Ngiyaphila Nsizwa yami. Singakusiza kanjani namhlanje?
No, ngifuna la ufike la ufike kule party la akengithi uthenge umuzi uthenga umuzi ngebank, investors, there is an agent, there are 2 attorneys in the matter. Only find ukuthi ekugcineni kosuku i-process isihambile sekuyokuthenga umuzi ya-owner. Uthola ukuthi kune-certificate la umasipala engakwazi ukuthi release ngenxa ye-development eyenzile kwi-building eyenziwe lokudayiselayo, kusho ukuthi ayikhasileke makunjalo ngokwe-understanding yami, but I'm not sure. So ngifisa ukwazi laphana ukuthi kuleyo era umasipala amakhosti aleyo era adla bani, ngabe adla mina ethengile i-building i-majoration kanjalo noma amakhosti azohlala edayisile, ithini i-Consumer Act lapho, ithini ikava bani phakathi kokuthengile nedayisile, ledayise ne-era we-building.
Okay, but Faiza, angikuzwanga kahle uthi ama-costani bhuti wami, because I think ilokhuzana ifoni yakho is too close to your mouth. Manje angikuzwa kahle uthi ama-costani lawa Nsizwa lawa ofuna ukwazi ukuthi who's liable between wena nalo kuthengisele indlu.
Alright, yes. Ngizwe umfowethu lobechaza NHBRC naleyo architecture.
Oh yeah.
Bethi kunamakhosti azokukhokhisa if uvele wakha endaweni kamasipala ungaphasisile. So ngisikha ukuthi amakhosti lawa ozongena kuona a-charge bani phakathi kwale dayisile nale othengile.
Okay.
Yes, because uthola ukuthi wakhile uthengile ku-building into ayenzile ayiphasisiwe ayina-certificate.
But Pfizer wena uthenge indlu noma uthenge isiza kulowo muntu loyo?
Uthenge umuzi.
Oh, wasusufuna ukuyiqhubekela so manje ufuna ukwazi okay insizwa ngiyakuzwa ngiyabonga kakhulu.
No, yena uqhubekile wase yadayisa eqhubeke ngokungekho emthethweni.
Oh, u-extendile naye but kungekho emthethweni so manje kuthiwa wena lungisa lapho.
Yes, nokuthi ubani ongena kuma-post lapho manje kumasipala.
Oh, okay. Alright, ngiyabonga kakhulu Pfizer. Thank you so much. Mbukeli nawe ungasithinta uma ngabe unengxaki efana neka Pfizer. But Muzi, na insizwa lapho ngakithi futhi lapho eThekwini ithi na ithenge I'm sure umzwile istory sakhe. Uthi ufuna ukwazi ukuthi lama cost ke manje because akuyena owenze lama extensions. Who's liable for the cost? Ilo muntu omthengisele lendlu with lama lokhuzana ama improvements zange aze approve umasipala or uyena because he's bought the house.
Imangcolosi ilule ka Pfizer and it's very straightforward. Uma nje unomuzi unetitela yonke into lapho responsible noma liable for yona. So i-agent ayithinte indawo ukuthinte ku-Pfizer nalokho bekwenziwe umuntu obehlala before uPfizer previous homeowner konke bikwenzile leyo previous homeowner okungekho emthethweni uPfizer uyaku-inherita kuphenduka ifa lakhe leyo nto leyo uma kunento wrong uyena ofuneka kulungise ama-expenses akhe lawo.
Hayibo Ntombi awukhuze la ngeke nabo abantu bezoxabana nathi emini ku-TV.
Alicia kubalekile ukuthi mangabe uzothenga indlu ngiyacabanga ukuthi this is one of the biggest assets esiwathenga.
You need to know the history yezindlu nayo yonke into
uma uzothenga i-contract enisayinayo kufuze uyicubungule kahle ngoba kokunye uthola bakubhaliwe ukuthi it's footstoots ukuthatha neyinkinga zakhona so kubalekile ukuthi singabantu sifunde la unganalwazi khona buza ukuze uzosizeka ungazitholi uzifaka enkingeni ngoba kokunye umasipala ngafika athi diliza so kuyenye imali futhi leyo indleko zilokuziyanda so kubalekile ukuthi sifunde ama contracts ethu.
But this Ntombi, I mean my audience is pretty vast. I mean basemakhaya basemalokishini bakuma suburbs bakuyo yonke indawo. I'm talking from umuntu owaziyo who comes from emakhaya owaziyo ukuthi kuneyindawo la ubekwa khona inkosi noma induna. How then does this law apply when mina ngifike ngabekwa induna angazi ukuthi ilendi kamasipala ngafika mina ngabekwa ngakha umuzi wami lapha ngacomply with everything of which induna noma inkosi yakhona lapha esigodini ithe angicomply ngakhona kusetshenzwa kanjani ke mase kufika manje sekuzobhidliza umuzi wami ngibe mina ngingazange ngitshelwe izinto before lokho who must be held liable?
Ngiyacabanga futhi nakuloko kuma rural areas zonke inkosi ukuthi mangabe bathi umhlaba lo ufit for ukuthi abantu bahlale angeke bavese baba misguide ukuthi babeke endaweni ukuthi akufuzanga bahlale kuyona so maba allocate umhlaba ebantwini bakwenza in conjunction with umasipala.
Ntombi bayakwenza abantu babhidlizela izindlu. We've seen it on not on Facebook, we've seen it on social media whereby abantu bathathiwe babekwa umuntu we community leader out of the blue wabanikeza land and people have built double triple stories there kodwa manje imizi yadilizwa because it's either on private land or municipal land or land that is not even supposed to be built on like izinto ezifana nama floodline.
Yebo ingakho kubalekile ukuthi uconsulte nomasipala wendawo yangakini oseduze yiba bazokwazi ukuguide ukuthi le ndawo enhleli kuyona ilungile noma ayilunganga na.
But then uya kuliphi office lamasipala uvanuye lokhu uzana ufunele NHBRC le BRC or iliphi office ongaqala kulona ukuthi uyothola uncedo sisi?
Okay thina NHBRC nama office awu-23
nationwide
uzansi wonkana
yebo.
Mangabe ukuthi awufinyelele ema-office ethu ukwazi ukuya ku-website yethu www.eservices.nhbrc.org.za okanye ufonele inamba yethu yamahhala eku-0800 200 842 then sizokwazi ukuku-assista sikuguide la sikwazi ukukuguida khona kodwa ey'ntweni eziwela kamasipala then kuzofuze uye emkhandlwini wangakini oseduze kunawo yibona-ke abazokwazi ukukunceda ngezinto ezihambelana nomhlaba nezoning ukuthi nivumelekile ukuhlala kuleyo ndawo noma anivumelekanga.
Okay, very interesting. We're going to ponder on that point a little bit after this break. Mbukeli, asiphinde sigijimele ngasayitolo. We're back shortly after this. Sikhuluma ngokuthi iyiphi imigomo ekumele wena uyilandele uma phela uyithola ukuthi ufuna ukwakha umuzi noma uthenga umuzi kumuntu noma nje ufuna ukurenovate indlu yakho ufaka iveranda uya extend ufaka ama room emuva. We're coming back shortly after this ngayindawo. Bukeli, welcome back. Topic yethu municipal bylaws ekumele uzihloniphe wena ke uma uzokwakha umuzi noma uzothenga umuzi noma uzorenovate indlu yakho noma uextend in that already existing house. Abavakashi bami namhlanje nginosisi Ntombi Mtshali who's the acting provincial manager NHBRC khona la eoffice lase Gauteng and eThekwini Richards Bay naye insizwa Muzi Langa who's an architect ovela ke yena MS Architektur Partners. Uyena kosicebisa ukuthi yena ke njenge architect yini anicebisa ngayo before phela nihamba niyokwakha lezo zinto. All right, we do have Piwo on the line all the way from ePhongolo. Nsizwa, thank you so much for joining us. Happy holidays. Sicela usitshele ukuthi nje namhlanje singakusiza kanjani.
Ngiyabonga isikhathi kahle ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi kunini lapha umnikazi wendlu lo osuke ethenile indlu okuvele kube neyakhe fully angaceli kumasipala uma ezokwenza izinto one.
Okay.
Yeah, bese ukuthi okwesibili ukuthi uma kuwukuthi indlu leyo ngifuna ukurenovate kodwa ngithola ukuthi ingena ngaphansi kwefagugu ngiyakwazi ngoba ngiyibhadele ngemali yami bhadala 500,000 ngathenga iproperty ukuthi ngiyidemolition nje all together ngiyiqale phansi.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu Nsizwa. But Muzi ake siqale lapho ngakuwena Nsizwa uyabuza la insizwa ukuthi ngomthetho uyakwazi ukuthi afike yena lapha ya ayiqashele mhlambe wena mhlambe uthenge umuzi komunye umuntu njengoba desizwile ubhuti lo ubhutfaiza from eThekwini if ethenge umuzi and then he wants to totally demolish that structure azakhele owakhe umuzi aqale phansi yiziphi izinto ekumele azenze and is this allowed, is this legal, he wants to know.
Uma umfowethu mangizwe kahle kunoma yini afuna ukuyenza emzini wakhe ithinta umasipala wokuqala lokho. Okwesibili ukudemolisha ngisho kuthiwa kusiyona leya 60 years amafa heritage ngisho kuthiwa it's just a normal house. Kubalekile ukuthi enze application kune application demolish, you apply for demolitions. Masipala must oversee that. So kubalekile bhuti wami ukuthi ukwenza khona umunye umbuzo oqala engizobuza I think uthe kunini la khona emzini wami ngingenza khona into ngingalokho ngitshenana nomasipala noma ngithintana nomasipala.
Yes.
Well asikho leso sikhathi. Into ephelayo engayenza eyenzakalayo empilweni ibond mhlambe yalowo muzi owenzayo ukuthi the reach a point whereby you've paid it up. But when it comes to activities akupheli ngoba ama bylaws lawamile alowo masipala wakho ku jurisdiction yakho. So akupheli bhuti wami ukuthi kunoma yini oyenzayo kwakho ngisho ukuthi ufaka icarport kumele ukuthi umasipala unotify ukuthi wenza ini.
Yini kumele kwenziwe lokho but Muzi maybe awubachazela abantu emakhaya because kuzoba I think I've seen a lot of fights of uzwe kuthiwa umakhelwane usakhe ifence yakhe yebonda isihamba kumngcele wakwami yabona nje izinto ezincane kanjalo uthola ukuthi abantu abasazwani ngisho ukuzwana emakhaya.
Correct. Well, angiqale nje ngalokho okunye kwaphendula nawo Ntombi ngoba NHBRC that's when you are building. Isiqalo nesiphetho seplan uarchitect. Ngicela ukuthi umphakathi nje wonke eSouth Africa wazi ukuthi into yokuqala emele uyenze nje ukuthinta uarchitect. Uzothatha le ndlela yakho ekuqaleni azayibeke esiphethweni uarchitect. So leyo ukuthi kungani sitshenana nomasipala ukuthi senzane emzini yethu. Ingoba umhlaba uwonke nohulumeni usebenza ngalento okuthiwa imithetho. In this case sithe ama bylaws. Umsebenzi ama bylaws iyona lemicithango eletha ukuhlala kahle noma inhlalo kahle emphakathini enemithetho ngoba mangathiwa akukho lokhu uzoba ne-lawlessness. So bona into ezijekile nezinto enjani engaphephile phinde ilimaze bona abantu. Mhlawumbe mangakubeka kahle lokhu ngathi umasipala uprotector wona lo mphakathi mhlawumbe ongakaqondi ukuthi kungani kunalezi zinto. These are bylaws to protect you from hurting yourselves.
All right. Sisi Ntombi wena ufuna ukuthini intokazi kulento le ekadisho uBootspiwe and I mean ngeza ukuthi iimportance yokuthi noma kuthiwa ngisho ufaka ngisho icarport kumele uhambe uyo reporter, but I don't think we see that emakhaya nasemakasi. Uvuka ekseni sekune carport sekunento emile isigxobo ngase gateini lakho and uzokwenza njani? Can you even report abantu emakasi if they do that?
Uyakwazi ukwenza lokho. Kubalekile ukuthi usebenzise umakhe ukuthi uregistered ne-NHBRC. Ingani ngisho lokho?
So angathathi umuntu estradini ahamba yomakhela.
Kunama code of conduct abawaziyo ukuthi kufuze bahambe ngawo. Mangabe ukuthi uzomcela ukuthi akwakhele into ukuthi ayihambelani nomthetho kanye umasipala akayi-approvanga, bazosheshe bakucebise ngaphambi kokuthi uze uspende imali uzuthenga imaterial ngoba bayazazi lezi zinto lezi. So kubalekile ukuthi siqale kamasipala sithole iapproval ukuthi ungazitholi soxabana nomakhi wakho okanye uthole isakhiwo sakho sesiwela bayibiza ngokuthi encroachment. So ungenelele emhlabeni ukuthi akusona wakho.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it applies nasemalokishini nasemakhaya. Ngifuna ugcizelele lapho Sisi Ntombi because ngathi awungisizwa kayo ungizwisa mengithi abalaleli bami basemakhaya basemalokishini bakuma suburbs. So uthola ukuthi ngempela kulwelwe izinto ezincane kanjalo. Thabo all the way in Boksburg sokwamukela insizwa ohlelweni umbuzo noma umbono?
Hayi mom, mina ngifuna ukubuza umbuzo la.
Ungabuza baba.
Ngithole indlu fence.
Okay.
Manje sengifuna ukwakha ubonda. So
okay.
I need permission from emasipala now.
Oh, okay. Sisi Ntombi, do you want to quickly take that one? Siyabonga Butthabo all the way in Boksburg.
Thank you very much.
Butthabo mawubheka ama plans ukuthi aphume nendlu le oyithengile. Kune pegging ebonisayo ukuthi istand sakho siqala kuphi siphelela kuphi. Mangabe lokho le information ikhona akungeke kuze kube difficult ukuthi wakhe ibonda lakho. Into ebalekile ukuthi umasipala nomasipala bayahluka. Uzothola ukuthi eCity of Joburg bazokutshela ukuthi mhlawumbeni ibonda ekufuze lakhe akufuzanga lidlule 1.8. So lokho kufuze uhambe uyokucheck ukuthi ibonda lokudivide ama stands kufuze libe lide kangakanani, kuvumeleke kangakanani.
What if umakhelwane wami agrees nami we're on the same boat ukuthi yazini asivane sibeka ama 2 meters of ibonda because sidlala igebengu la endlini and we're not encroaching on each other's land, it's just a verbal agreement between our neighbors? Is that allowed then?
Ningavumelana kwamanje up until kuba nenkingi. Then kuyima sekhani nifuna ukuzobuyela nizo complain ukuthi ibonda lakhe liwile okanye lide kakhulu. So kubalekile ukuthi nilandele umthetho ukuze
even if we agree sihambe naleyo agreement siye kumasipala na or ema officeini
umasipala kavumi.
Oh, okay. All right. Eyibukela iziningi kakhulu lezi zinto ungasithinta ke la studio 011-714-0669 alternatively 714-0670 consumer@sabc.co.za. We're back shortly after this. Municipal bylaws ekumele uzazi wena uma ufuna uextend indlu, uma wakhe indlu, uma ufuna ukuthengisa ilungelo lakho. Back shortly after this. Welcome back on Human Rights Day. Ubheke ilungelo lakho nomangcolosi la e-studio. We're talking about ama-municipal bylaws noma imigomo nemithetho ekumele phela wena uyilandele uma uzofuna ukwakha umuzi noma u-extende kuleso structure noma indlu onayo. Kuthiwa bakithi noma uzofaka ngisho i-carport noma ususa ifence yocingo usuwakha eyothango eyelokhuzana eyama-blocks kumele uhambe uye kamasipala ukuthi uyobuza ukuthi lokhu okwenzayo kuvumelekile na. 011-714-0669 Alternatively, 011-714-0670, consumer@sabc.co.za. My guest today, Ms. Ntombi Mtshali, the acting provincial manager at NHBRC khona la eGauteng, and in Richards Bay on Zoom sinayo ubhuti uMuzi Langa, who's an architect ovela ke lapha MS Architektur and Partners. All right, so but Muzi lokhuzana la eGauteng, and I think Ms. Ntombi is just going to add on this because uyayazi wena le ndaba, but I just want to find out from Muzi lokhuzana eGauteng Premier la upanyaza leSufi use entice ama homeowners amaningi, wathi labantu laba that are currently trading ngama lokhuzana ngama informal ngama backrooms, laba barentisa ama backrooms bazoyiformalize leyo market ukuthi benze show ukuthi kahle kahle labantu izindlu abazakhile, the structures and everything is compliant, so that imizi yabo izokhona ukuthi iformalize bakhone ukutrade formally. Do you think ukuthi this is a good idea and this is something mhlambe ezokhona ukuthi yenzeke even nalapho ko KZN or even nationwide? And what do you think, what kind of challenges do you think then is going to bring for abantu abafuna ukwakha noma ba extend izindlu emakhaya wabo?
Well, I think a move, the minister, is very good, but I don't want to lie. Ngoba lento ibiyenzeke abantu bezenzela bengalandeli ma bylaws of any conduct. It's going to trigger ama contravention amaningi okuzomela lungiswa. So that's the sweet and short answer engayibeka kulokho ukuthi kuzo escalateisa into eziningi even legally kwabanye, because ama contravention yenzekile njengoba sibona nje eminyango kuningi uzotriggerisheka. And into engiyithanda ngominister is that he's trying to put it all into book, kwenzeke ngeorder abantu bekwazi ukutrade using their very own properties.
Which is interesting when Muzi, because I think we've also seen mood drive nje anyway since there was a boom yama lokhuzana yama backrooms, and when as Ntombi you attest to this uhlala nalana eGoli, even though it's not that much, I think it go KZN, but lana eGoli uyabona muhambe emalokishini abantu baya extend, abantu bafaka ama backrooms behind izindlu zabo, and you often ask yourself ukuthi kwenziwe yini, ilandelwe yini imigomo efanele ukuthi kubekwe lama structures. I've seen ama double story ngathi ayawa, ubone kahle ukuthi this is now like it's becoming a hazard kubantu, even those people that are going to be tenants in there. So awusitshela ukuthi mhlambe izosebenza kanjani? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's going to maybe lessen labantu laba abaflouter ama processes ukuthi baze bakhe imizi? Ngiyeza kuwena lapho sis Happiness on the line. Please just hold on a second for me.
Okay. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi kuzoba ithuba elihle lokuthi sikwazi ukuthi simanage zonke lezakhiwo ukuthi zinja ezizoqalwa phansi. Ama inspectors ethu mawahamba ngaphandle mhlambe bayo checka ezinye izindlu, they do pick up ukuthi khona izindlu ukuthi ziyakhiwa okanye wona lama rental units akhiwayo and awekho esimeni esikahle, okanye ubuilder umakhi abamsebenzisayo akekho accredited or they don't even have the approved plans. So those are the type of things that we have to deal with nathi on day-to-day basis. But mangabe kuzoba nomthetho ozobekwa kuzoyenza ukuthi kube lula nakithi ngoba abantu bazozibhalisa kahle lezo zindlu, sikwazi ukuthi sithumele ama spectre ngesikhathi bakwazi ukuthi bayochecka nokuthi akuthathwa ama corners, ngoba at the end of the day ngiyacabanga ukuthi umnini walowo muzi loyo uwenzela ukuthi kube i-investment ye lifetime. So masilandela umthetho kuzoyenza ukuthi kube lula.
Hey, I can imagine ukuthi kuzoba njani mase kuthiwa nje nisenda ama inspectors ukuthi kuyobheka ukuthi people are compliant in noma cha. Sis Happiness, thank you so much for joining us and staying on the line. Ntokazi, happy holidays. Singakusiza kanjani namhlanje?
Ngiyaphila sisi njani?
Ngiyaphila sana sami, ungaqhubeka ngombuzo noma umbono?
Okay, bengibuza ukuthi if next door banesihlahla and you want to build ama rooms across, but now isihlahla lesama roots underneath see most of the actual house, like the building. As most born, then maybe it's divided now, but the most of the house, like the
okay.
Basically, a trigger from Amaru.
Oh, okay. So ufuna ukwazi ukuthi manje nisebenza kanjani? Menikhuluma nabo amakhelwane bathini sis Happiness ngalesihlahla? Siqhumisa ifence noma sasingenele ebondeni?
Siyenze lebondeni, like phansi ebondeni, not.
Oh, sibulala ibonda. Okay, and then
bathini abonakala from ngaphansi.
Okay, and then omakhelwane menikhuluma nabo bathini? Bathi abafuna ukusinquma noma mhlambe bakhipha ama roots?
no besingakakhulumi because mangabe uyasikhatha sizobisa yona ibona. So that's why you need to get like ama-rules ukuthi sibacele ukuthi basisuse or
Okay, all right, siyabonga kakhulu sis Happiness. Ngicela uhlale lapho ngumabona kude wakhe ethembisa impendulo yakho. You're going to get it shortly after this break. Mbukeli, let's take our final ad break. Siyabuya khona manje ngayindawo. It's our final segment on municipal bylaws. Imiphi imigomo nemilandelo ekumele wena nemithetho rather ekumele uyilandele uma wena uya extender lapha endlini ufaka icarport, ufaka ifence, ususa ifence yensimbi, ufake elokhuzana eye structure siqinile noma ama blocks. Yiziphi izinto ekumele uyilandele? Unfortunately sengiyalivala uhlelo. So I've got a couple of minutes. Ngifuna ukuzwa kuwena Butmuzi ukuthi usis Happiness ethembisa uthi next door banesihlahla, it's encroaching, siwisa ngisho ifence. Ngiyabuza ukuthi have they tried to talk to the neighbors uthi cha bebengakayi but they just want to find out ukuthi what kind of laws or imithetho engaba protector under that if ikhona.
I don't think they seek any protection in this case. Kuphela funeka the first thing is to approach your neighbor, and the next thing obviously la kuzoba ilokhuza the tree fellers ukuthi bewisa isihlahla. Kodwa nakhona funeke bemthinte umasipala bemazise ngalokho. But la triggered khona paralyzed the bit ilapho khona lesihlahla seswisa udongo lwabo.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I think we've lost.
So it will be a very interesting case.
Okay, yes, Muzi, go ahead. Muzi?
I was saying, la engba paralyzed khona, ngisekho khona.
Yeah, but go ahead, Nziz.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Ngisathi la engba paralyzed khona is to understand ukuthi mhlambe lesihlahla sesibulala ubonda labo, then a problem ingaba sekuthenini who's liable now for the expenses of rectifying this wall.
Exactly. Very interesting indeed. Ntombi uthini wena lapha? Yeah, but very quickly, Muzi, go ahead. Very quickly.
No. I just wanted to say because we are the implementers at the first, the architects, and then abantu abakwazi to cover such latent defects and structural defects. It is NHBRC. So I don't know, noma into ilandele is the house or the walls covered or whatsoever.
All right. So, Sis Ntombi, I'm sure kulaba banama houses amasha, this would obviously be under that warranty okade ukhuluma ngayo, but ubani liable for those expenses in this case?
Okay, asiqale la. Ihlahla kunama regulations ukuthi isihlahla kufuze sibe kude kangakanani kunendlu avoid such situations.
Yes.
So if isihlahla then now it's causing structural defects, the owner law ukuthi isihlahla singakuye kufuze ukuthi bona they must just try to find an amicable agreement between themselves, because thina ikhave esikhuluma ngayo, it's not the one that is inflicted by something else. Only masithi structural defects uzothola ukuthi mangabe indlu seyakhiwe then seyasettle seyahlala phansi kula iqala ideveloper khona ama crack yiloko cover by NHBRC.
All right, ngiyabonga kakhulu Ntokazi. Yazi ukuthi bengisana 5 pages of imbuzo for wena no Butmuzi. Butmuzi, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. That was our guest wethu ke uButmuzi Langa, who's an architect from MS Architektur and Partners, as joiner all the way from Richards Bay. Siyabonga kakhulu Nsizwa with all your input this afternoon. Nawe ke Mtshali ngiyabonga kakhulu, the acting provincial manager ye NHBRC khona la eGauteng. From me uMtshali Mbukeli, thank you so much. You can catch it repeat if you were load shedding. Luckily besena ugesi kati ise repeater tomorrow, and of course sikhona on Facebook. Ungahamba uyochecka yonke into ofuna ukuthi uyazi ngohlelo lethu. We'll see you next week with another live consumer affairs of the week. Thank you so much. Nisale kahle emakhaya.
Homeowner.